What's up, guys?
What's up?
Brad here.
Jim Jam.
I live in South Mysteries.
We are back after kind of a little hiatus.
Yeah, much of a long hiatus,
Yeah, there.
but a lot got done. A lot is getting done.
Yeah, he went to Trans World. I went to Conuga. Sold some shit at Conuga with the soft launch of the Horror Basement Boutique. So now we're going to Full Moon, preparing for it.
Ooh, ooh. Met some cool people at Trans World up in St. Louis. Big haunted house convention. It's got Christmas and escape rooms too, but let's face it, it's mostly haunted house stuff.
Oh yeah,
Bunch of cool people up there.
If you follow us on Facebook, Brad went live pretty much every day, didn't
I tried to go live, but there's a lot of stuff on there that Facebook and Instagram takes down just because it's pretty brutal.
Oh yeah,
Some of the props and stuff.
the gore. But yeah, you make sure you follow us on all our social. And when we get time, we're gonna try to build up a TikTok. We're gonna build us a TikTok. I don't know how we can work a TikTok for this, but
Yeah, definitely follow the OnlyFans.
yeah. I don't know what we're doing on there, but yeah, follow it.
Yeah, up in St. Louis, talked to some people from Frightworks in Knoxville. Got invited to go and see them behind the scenes and stuff on their Valentine's event, blackout event. It was really cool little spot.
It's a blackout event.
I would say it's blackout, but it's not all blackout. It's a different thing. It's really different. Frightworks is really good people, really good haunt. Definitely solid.
On the outside, because I went a couple years ago, and on the outside, you would think this is a store, but they utilize every inch
Yeah,
of
they
the
do.
space.
They do. It's really cool how it's set up. It's very linear. Like they walked us through once, and then they go out and see what you want to see. And and I learned the path. It was like this hallway goes to this, goes to this, goes to this.
Oh, so you got to go down the boo hole hallways and stuff?
I gotta go behind the scenes and stuff.
So is there actor hallways much different than Halloween Hollow?
You can make it from the entrance to the very back in like 15 seconds.
Wow, that's great to have though.
Yeah.
In case something happens.
Yeah, you can get anywhere, anytime.
It's always good. But hey, speaking of Halloween Hollow, they're the sponsor of the show. And Apparel. Actually, he didn't he build some stuff at Frightworks?
Yeah, he built some scenes at Frightworks.
Also tested
Yeah,
the Great Pumpkin
I wouldn't say tested the Great Pumpkin. It was kind of like a trial run, and it's still a good pumpkin. It's a stepsister to the Halloween Hollow major pumpkin. You could tell where Carol touched in there. You can see the moreness in it.
Good morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does your haunt have moreness in it? If it don't, it's not great. No.
You can see where the haunt porn is.
He uses that to the best of his ability, right?
And you can see which ones he's built from ground up and which ones he's added stuff to, which is really, really cool.
We need to make that a thing, the moreness touch.
Yeah. Yeah, Carol and Erica working hard on Halloween Hollow.
Yeah. Look, you've been out there for about a month working on it now, haven't
Yeah, they've been working on it here and there, getting stuff together, getting all the pieces in a row.
Like you said, was it this month he's going to start full time back out there or something like that?
Yeah, something soon. And there's always it's like an old car. It's always stuff to work on. I ain't never done.
Oh no, scenes are getting extended. Like any haunt, stuff changes because you don't want to go back to the same haunt every year and it be exactly the way it was before.
Yeah, normally people visit every 3 years. If you change a third of it each year, they have a whole new experience every time they come.
Oh yeah.
Math, everyone. That's math.
I'm excited to see what to come for Halloween Hollow because just all we've accomplished out there in just a short year. What was it, a little over a year?
Yeah, I mean we started working on it probably November 2021. We really hit it hard all the way till opening. 2022.
Opening day,
So
still hitting it hard.
We were hitting. Oh God, oh man.
Me and Carol was
I
in
thought
the
Jimmy was gonna
mansion.
die.
Hey, but I was down for it. I wanted to make sure to help get that going because we walked in that morning and there was a ton to do. And damn it, we fucking pulled it off.
There's always a ton to do. And you gotta make the calls like, all right, what do we gotta do to open? All right, start doing this. And then we just did it. It probably didn't loot the base at first. It was enough to open, and everyone had a good time. I didn't hear nobody complain.
I think we was moving stuff out in front of the mansion, like right up until opening time.
Minute, yeah, people walking up. It's crazy.
Hey, the first year hunt, pulled it off quite successfully. I believe.
You got lucky in your first year hunt. Shoot, you had people who knew what they were doing. My first year hunt, we were just kind of like, yeah, we're gonna make this a black walls, red paint, white walls, red paint, black plastic. That was how I started.
Oh yeah, I do admit I'm lucky, very lucky that my first experience with a hunt was with seasoned vets that knew what the hell they were doing. And
no, we didn't. We knew somewhat what we were doing. No one knows exactly what they're doing.
But y'all fucking pulled it off.
About
very successfully.
Yeah. And it's outdoors.
Oh yeah,
more fun.
And hell, I don't. God forbid this year, but there was never a rain last year, was there?
No, we never. We had to shut the corn maze down a night or two. But we worked with people that paid that want to go to the corn maze. We kind of gave them a deal on going through the houses.
Yeah,
they bought tickets and stuff, and yeah, it was. I mean, it's just safety. You got to cut down the corn maze. It's too slick. Don't want anybody falling, hurting themselves. So
yeah, majority of only one haunt that's not indoors is the video store, which the video store itself is indoors, but the rest of it's out. But the others are under a roof, so they won't really get messy. I guess the end of the mansion is.
You can't give too much of it away.
It's
mostly covered.
Yeah,
it's mostly covered. So yeah, it's big things in the works. Possible Guinness Book of World Records on something there we're talking about. We'll see. I'm hoping it comes to fruition.
I wanted to ask about that other thing. Is it bigger?
It ain't the size of what you got. It's how you use it.
Okay. There's just a picture.
We have a 25-foot pumpkin, everybody. Well, I'm going to say 25 foot because that's the post, but it's taller than that. But I ain't officially measured it. But it's
you can drive a fucking semi through it.
Yeah, you can drive a semi through it.
I don't think any other pumpkin out there you can drive a semi through.
Yeah. I got some of them seeds and like the big giant pumpkins, the natural pumpkins. I got some of those seeds to try to grow just to see.
Dude, that would be crazy. Have a bunch of giant pumpkins out there.
Jesus.
Hey, you don't even got to sell them. And hell, maybe that'll be the Guinness Book too, and you can get a record for that too.
Really weird. Pumpkins don't like a lot of water, but you would think they would because watermelons and pumpkins are similar.
Yeah. Huh.
They're both gourds. I mean,
I don't know. But the only thing I know about pumpkin is cutting them.
Yeah.
We got a creepy pumpkin looking at us.
I don't know.
Nate gave that thing.
It looks like a Nate job.
It's really cool.
Yeah, really. There's some more conventions coming up. I may go to Fair Expo and HauntCon in Owensboro.
Yeah.
Hitting on that, if you're in the haunt industry, there's kind of like I don't get it. If you like spooky stuff, go to somewhere there's spooky stuff. It doesn't make sense to me. But people are like dogging Fair Expo, but they're just starting their own thing. And I mean, Owensboro is not known to have a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, that's right.
But whenever I went to St. Louis the first time, there wasn't a lot of stuff to do. Now there's a lot of stuff to do. So I'm kind of like, it doesn't really make sense.
Is Fair Expo like partner with HauntCon?
Yes.
So HauntCon is not separate no more?
So Fair Expo last year, they offered free admission. And if you vended with them, like you get, don't quote me this, but I'm pretty sure that you get free vending for life.
Wow. Yeah. Too bad we didn't do that first. Or something. Well,
and there was, for the first year, there wasn't that many people there. But there were some really good vendors
Was it
there.
in Owensboro still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still in Owensboro. They got this it's nice convention center. Really nice. Right on the river.
Oh, heck yeah.
Beautiful. We went last year. It was cold. It's like January.
Oh, well, this year, what is it, this month?
March. Yeah, this month. Yeah.
Is Helen Hollow going to make a presence there?
I may drive out.
Oh.
I don't know about everyone else. I may drive out. I mean, I think to go this year is like $25 a ticket, but that ain't bad for
Is that doing all weekend?
yeah.
Okay.
Like from Thursday to Sunday.
That's not enough for weekend, guys.
Yeah, I mean, and
Is it geared just towards haunt?
and they got this major, like, okay, so they got this big, like, pre-show tour. I think it's 8 haunted houses, which is ridiculous.
Was it just mainly touring and conducting hunts?
Yeah. So I think.
Well, heck yeah, like if you attend that, then you attend it, you get to do all that hunt.
No,
Oh.
that's an extra thing. It's like the ultimate haunt tour or something. It's called. But it's a lot of haunts to fit into one. 8 of them.
Do you got to drive there to each of them, or
I think there's 2. You can drive or you can get on a bus.
that's something I always wanted to do is create like a haunt tour in Nashville and just have a bigger bus and drive people to it. But
Well, they had Legendary this year in Nashville. So Legendary Haunt Tour, they go to like name brand haunts and do like behind the scenes tours and stuff. So they did 4 in Nashville.
But it's pretty. It would be pretty hard to do. Probably 3 haunts in one night in Nashville with the lines, unless you get the bus, and the only tickets are available for that bus is like front of the door tickets.
So normally, like with Legendary, they only open for that event. Like they're only there for that. Like the haunts are only open for that.
So you're not having to wait in lines.
Yeah, like when I was at Nightmare, we did like a pre-show tour for Transworld one year. I want to say it was probably 2017, and so like the day before Transworld, it was Wednesday night. They were open and they did a behind the scenes tour thing, and then people would just fly into Nashville and then take a bus to St. Louis.
Yeah,
that's how they did it. We had a lot of local people that just drove in to the event. So I think that year it was pre-show tour was Wednesday night, Nightmare, maybe Tuesday, and then Wednesday night was like Talon Falls up near Paducah, which that place is ridiculous. There's a freaking movie that was like recorded there called Talon Falls.
Yeah, I saw the movie. It's a decent movie.
But be taped in a haunted house.
I always enjoy movies that are involved around like, especially like Houses October built. What's the other? There's other big ones. The one's called Haunt.
And we will say, McCamey Manor is not a haunted house. Every year, every year, someone's like, "You hear about that haunted house?"
I hear it all the time, and
then it's not.
I immediately send them the link to where we went out there to meet Russ and show how ridiculous this shit is.
He is a door greeter at Walmart.
Yes,
like
that's
not a haunted house. Like
you will never.
It's his garage mostly, and it's kind of like a torture chamber in which he. We're not going to talk about it. You can do that. We could do that. We can do a whole episode.
You can find his address and go look up at his trailer because he lives in a trailer. And you see his backyard is like an obstacle course. That's all it is.
But like we can do a whole story on that if y'all would like.
Yeah.
So like comment, message us like if you would like to see that, and we probably will do it. I don't really like talking about Russ because he's pee doo doo. As a human being, in my opinion,
very odd individual. We was at Monster Mountain and he was in line behind us with that girl he was dating at the time, Holly.
He'd come through Nightmare with free tickets.
He was treating that girl like she was a fucking like preteen. Weird. It was super weird.
Russ is an odd bird. But there's a lot in my opinion, like Russ McCamey is not a haunted house. Yeah.
No.
Now, like Haunted Hoochie, that's pushing.
I hear that's
like Haunted Hoochie is like they're like no.
I think they can do everything they can to try to attend, right?
Like yeah, like I went and it's like good, like it's spooky. Like, they get good startle scares, but then you go across the state and it's like, what the fuck did I just see? Was that a man my size in a speedo and G string, like with a pool noodle? Like, what is that?
What was he doing?
I don't understand what was happening. Like, it was just the weirdest thing. And then
Was he entering the pool noodle, or was the pool noodle entering him?
I do not condone some of their imagery.
Didn't you say they have?
Yeah, so like, so I'm going through, and this is it was Midwest Haunt Convention, probably 2016 or something in Columbus, and I was going through it, and they had a projection of the Twin Towers falling. Like, I don't condone a lot of the stuff they do. They just kind of push, but
They're more like a shock.
they try to, like, House of Shock. It's gonna be hard to beat. It's not there no more. Sadly, it's changed names and owners, but it was
What is it now? Is it what I think?
House of, yeah, we ain't gonna say it, but its new owners is not as good as it was, in my opinion. But you can always go up the road from there to 13th Gate. Pretty good one.
We was talking about making a road trip to New Orleans to check out some haunts. And 13th Gate was one of them that popped up. Definitely not checking out the one that took over that one, though.
I mean, it is. It's a good show. It's a good show. The general manager there, Sandy's a really cool guy.
Was he with the other one?
Yeah,
it's
changed his name to New Orleans Nightmare. It got it's kind of a corporate thing now. It's a good show. Like, definitely go see it.
Go to Ultra Nightmare and then go to New Orleans Nightmare's website. Only thing difference is the name on it.
Yeah, I mean, Sandy is good people.
Oh yeah. There's good people that work at all these major haunts. Because they're able to work at a haunt year round.
And like, all these people are people like I've talked to this last, like at TW Trans World, and Sandy, I mean, he used to do pyro for like concerts and stuff. But so they have a lot of fire and stuff in their house.
Hopefully, Halloween Hollow will get to the point where you, Carol, and y'all, that's all y'all do. All year long. And get paid.
I don't care about getting rich. I just want to not have to clock in somewhere else.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I don't want to have to make other people money. I want to make my own money, right? Or be my own boss.
I want to pay my house off and still drive the same piece of crap S10 I got. That's all I want. I don't care. I don't care about having that nice.
Because, like last year was my first year working in a haunt from the ground up, and it's a truly amazing experience. And I've seen a lot of stressful situations that they pulled through, and I was like, truthfully, I was like, how's all this going to get done? I'm like freaking out, and like it got done.
Like, most of the time, people like go to these conventions and they're like, they have classes that are like, just dress your costume 101, how to train your actors 101. But I've yet to see one that's like, how should you pay your actors 101, or what kind of insurance do you need 101. Yeah. So you have to, like, the networking part of it is how you figure that out. You come friends with the big name haunts. You figure out what they did grow, how they grew. And,
it's always good to have friends that
a little bit of alcohol make people talk a lot.
Me, it's gonna make me talk a lot. I'll probably say some dumb shit. But anyways, so that was our past month or so, I guess. It was over a month, right?
Yeah, let's see, January, was it? End of January, beginning of February.
So
TW.
Yeah, we started this right before Trans World, and then last weekend, he had something to do anyways, but fortunately, he had something to do because I was sick anyways, so I couldn't do it. But we're back, and we should have. You should be seeing an episode a month for the rest of the month.
Yeah, so you're gonna be seeing some big things from us, big things from Halloween Hollow. Shout out to my buddy William Wisp on YouTube, gamer guy, giving us shout outs. Playing all different kinds of games. I got on there and watched one of his lives one time, and he was playing like some Call of Duty where they fly out of the sky. I don't understand it. I ain't played a video game since like PS3 days, guys. Yeah. So I was sitting there just commenting like shoot him in the dick, and it's good time. Good time listening to him talk back to me. Yeah, it's a different world. I kind of like. I'm gonna nerd out a little bit, but I kind of like. I want to get a PS5 just so I can play Hogwarts Legacy because I grew up with them.
My son has a PS5, and he's fucking a hoarder of it, a bogarter. He won't let no one fuck with it, and I'm like, motherfucker, I paid for it. But truthfully, it's his. But still, you know, like we got we got a 4K a movie in to review, and the only 4K player we have is this PS5. And he said it'll work at the PS4 and put it in there. And it wasn't working. I was like, man, I gotta use your PS4. Oh man, he about melted down. I said, just let me just look at a little bit of it, you know, because if you've seen the movie once, you already know. But just so I can see how good it looks. But God, it was an act of God just to give him let me do that. And he wasn't even using it right then.
I know, like $500, but like at the same time, I'm like, hell, PS2 when it came out was right that price.
Yep, yeah.
They were always high.
Me, my brother, and Dad put in money together to get the PS2. No, that was the PlayStation. I had a job. I was able to buy the PS2 myself, but the first PlayStation, me, my brother.
I got a job and I can't buy a PS5. Holy.
But and now they got the PlayStation VR 2. That thing costs as much as the PlayStation.
Phil, I'm gonna be coming over to your house and we're gonna be doing some Hogwarts Legacy.
They have the VR version.
He got some VR stuff in. And last time I did VR stuff, I got motion sickness.
That's why I haven't done it in a long time because I tried to play. I think it was Resident Evil 7 had a VR version, and we got the PSVR with our wires messed up now. But it made me motion sickness, and I didn't want to touch it again.
No God.
Because it's like once you get sick, it just ruins you for the whole day.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, I guess maybe it's because we're older. Well, yes. You're not older. You're younger than me, but still, you're I don't know.
Hey, I remember the Sega Genesis Pro.
Well, then you
and turning the TV on and your hair stand up on your arm. Whoa.
I guess these don't do that, do they?
No, they don't. They don't make your hair stand up on. You can hear the tube warming up. You could smell a TV turn on.
Especially if you ever damn busted up an old TV.
Like xenon gas was coming, escaping somewhere.
Would you ever bust up an old TV?
Yes. But
was that like a tradition?
I had a TV cabinet, and then when that TV went out, you went and got another TV and just stuck it on top of the cabinet with the old TV.
There's a meme about that. But, you know, like it's perfectly good furniture. Why not use it as a TV stand?
Exactly.
And then you got to move that.
It was the coolest thing when the VHS was installed into the TV.
Oh yeah. Then they said don't buy those because if that goes out, then you just got a non-working VHS player or VCR.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, so that's just covers about everything.
Everybody to shout out for us. So check out William West. Honestly, funny guy. Friends are funny as shit. Great people. So make sure you check them out.
You know, I got to start working on it more, but check out tnhorror.com. I'll be adding 11 South Mysteries to it, so we can upload the podcast. Not upload it, but just the link, and you can go there and check it out too.
And support your local haunted attractions and small businesses.
Yes, for sure. Especially the Horror Basement Boutique. We're not online yet because we don't want to have to deal with shipping. Shit's outrageous. I had a guy from the UK send us a package of different stuff from the UK, and I was supposed to send him something a couple weeks ago. He spent $30 to send it here. You know how much it's going to cost me to send to him? $118.
Wow.
12 pounds.
What were you shipping?
So,
like what company?
USPS.
Well, that's why.
I guess
go to FedEx, bro.
FedEx Super.
Like I know a guy that works at FedEx.
Oh, okay.
I can give you a hookup FedEx office, bro. Stop off there and be like, hey, this is what I can give you. Just don't shit no body parts.
Oh no, it's drinks and
That's what makes it expensive.
Because it's drinks.
No, man, somebody I don't know.
It's USPS is why. But yeah, so you can get up here and my fat ass get up there. Got a new setup and I didn't think about the whole computer part of this.
So kind of like what we're gonna do is he's gonna do one that I don't know nothing about, and then I got a few that he knows about.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
But of course, these are all going to be split up over the month. So you'll have like this first topic, which is I'm going to start with.
Maybe every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Draw it out some.
Oh yeah.
So I can build up anticipation.
Sure. So the first one that you're listening to now is going to be I don't know if you ever heard of it, the Dixie Mafia or Dixie Mob.
Again, because we're from the South, don't mean we agree with anything that people do.
No.
Yeah.
For sure. So I've listened. What got me on this is let me look it up. I listened to a podcast, and some podcasts will hype up another podcast. So I heard about a podcast called Gone South, and they were talking about the Dixie Mafia. So I listened to it all, and it drew me in because I listened to the whole 7-8 episodes talking about it. And then we started doing 11 South Mysteries, and I was like, what a perfect topic to talk about.
Yep.
So we got the Dixie Mafia. It's an American criminal organization composed mainly of white Southerners and based in Biloxi, Mississippi, operating primarily throughout the southern United States since at least the late 60s. The group's activities included movement of stolen merchandise, illegal alcohol, and illegal drugs. So I think they did bootlegging, a lot of political corruption.
So it's much like the Al Capone. So
yeah. And the founder of it was a guy named Mike Gillich. But what really I think got this in the eyes of more mainstream is because a judge and his wife got killed in a hit. And it said that the guy that set it up was Curtsy Nix, but he's in prison. I don't know if he's still in prison, if he's passed away. I don't think it said that. But anyways, that's what got it into the eyes of the media, I guess, more. I guess if you was in that area around this time, the 60s and 70s, actually it says years active present.
Yeah.
So it's still going on. So Dixie Mafia, if you hear this, we're just covering your history. We're not trying to downfall you. Don't come after us, right?
Yeah, please.
Hell, if you want to come on and talk to us, maybe that'd be cool to interview.
We'll darken your face and
yeah. Well, I'll try to figure out how to do
we'll do some first 48 type stuff, whatever.
Like what's that voice changer?
Yeah.
Try to do a voice changer, deepen your voice.
Oh, we might Mickey Mouse it. We'll see.
That'd be great. So the Dixie Mafia began working as a loosely knit group of traveling criminals performing residential burglary, robbery, and theft. The gang did not function with a set of chain of command. So they didn't have no leader, pretty much. It's just
a bunch of friends getting together doing some of this stuff.
Yeah, just trying to get money, have a good time, I guess.
Kind of like we were kids, well, I wouldn't say we, but some people, when they were younger, would go to the convenience store and steal Snickers. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, yeah. Mainly just
on an extreme scale.
To do, very extreme. To do, I guess, what they want and have a good time at doing it and have money. Despite the informal structure, the Dixie Mafia had one rule that members were expected to obey: "Thou shalt not snitch to the cops."
It's a good rule.
Yeah.
Pulled over by a cop. 1, shut up.
Don't talk.
Don't talk. They're immediately gonna use that against you.
Oh, for sure. So unlike members of the American Mafia, the members of the Dixie Mafia were not connected by family or country of origin. They were loosely connected individuals of many nationalities with a common goal: to make money and wield control over illegal money-making operations by any means, including influence, peddling, bribery of public officials, and murder. Mortar.
So they just wanting to be the big dick dogs.
Yeah,
they were going to do whatever they had to do to be the big dogs.
They craved power, and unfortunately, they got to bribe and give money to the cops to do that, which in that area in that time, I think it was heavily uh, riddled with cops that were corrupt cops or whatever.
It still is. But yeah, back then, yes.
Yeah, a lot more. So there's a lot of. I think the thing big then was prostitution, strip clubs, and casinos. So it was a big heyday of just all kinds of crazy.
Whole meaning of the Dirty South right there.
Yeah, I think that's where it come from. Huh? But the gang became known for carrying out contract killings, particularly against former members. During its peak from the early 60s to the late 80s, dozens of people were murdered, usually shot, by its members. Victims were most often murdered because they testified or threatened to testify against fellow members. There you go. So, like they said, don't be snitching on us or you're going to get dealt with. Like snitches get stitches or wind up in ditches, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah. But the Strip in Biloxi was home base for the Dixie Mafia, and Mike Gillett Jr. was the group's unofficial but de facto kingpin of Croatian descent, and from a large poor family, he had raised himself in the city's Point Cadet section to become a wealthy entrepreneur along the Strip. He owned a string of motels and nightclubs that doubled as strip joints and gambling dens, as well as bingo parlor. He was known and trusted by almost every member of the Dixie Mafia, especially those who trusted no one else.
So he was the businessman of the operations. He didn't really. I don't see him getting his hands dirty.
No, he had.
I think he's
he would pretty much be the Godfather kind of, the Godfather figure. But like when it goes on, he Gillett was also a patron and protector of Dixie Nix, one of the gang's most notable members. So I think Nix was one of the more that actually did did stuff for him. Nix was caught carrying illegal automatic weapons in Fort Smith, Arkansas. An old friend of his, Juanada
Jones,
ran a bordello there, and Nix become involved with the Jones adolescent daughter. Oh shit!
So trigger warning. So it looks like here that
he was messing with the
leader of the Dixie Mafia, quote unquote leader of the Dixie Mafia at the time, was a protector of Kirksey Nix. And he was caught in Fort Smith, Arkansas with automatic weapons. And an old friend, Juanita Jones, ran a bordello there. And Nix got involved with her daughter.
With Jones' adolescent daughter, Sherry Lorraine. In later years, she played a key role in the operation, including direct ties to the murders of Vince and Margaret Sherry. Those are the ones that I was talking about in the beginning. That was the judge and his wife. And kind of jumping ahead a little bit, the reason why they got killed is because Kirksey thought they stole money from him. So that's why they said that Nix put out the hit, which Nix didn't kill him. He put out a hit against him. We'll get to that.
I got a story down there. The next part. When you get there, I'll stop you.
All right. In his go ahead.
No, I'll stop you when you get there.
All right. In his 94 book, Mississippi Mud, chronicled. Is that chronicled? Yeah.
Chronicled their murders.
That stopped there. Mississippi Murder chronicled their murders of the subsequent investigation of Gillett, Nix, Bobby Fabian, and others who were involved either loosely or actively in the murders. With the aid of his father's connection in neighboring Oklahoma, Nix beat the weapons charge in Fort Smith and moved on to other crimes. He was suspended in the gangland-style murder of a gambler named Harry Bennett, who was about to turn state evidence against several Dixie Mafia members. Although Nix's involvement in the Bennett murder was never proven, this incident precipitated a string of killing that left 25 people dead in 6 states over the next 4 years. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah. So it says here that Nix was a suspect in the attempted assassination of McNairy County, Tennessee Sheriff Legendary, man. Awesome, badass fucking guy. Buford Pusser.
Yep.
And in the murder of Pusser's wife. So, story time. There's a movie, there's two movies this is based on this, but the original 1970, Walking Tall, is about Buford Pusser. In there, that's a lot of that is taped in Jackson County, Tennessee. At the beginning, when he first comes to town, you'll see an old man on the courthouse steps whittling a stick. That is my great grandfather, my mama's side.
Wow. Didn't know doing this episode you bring back one of the hosts, kind of family member involved with
story. So my great granddad, I wasn't alive when he was. He had no legs because he was a sawmill accident or something. He got asked to be next to the road, and people asked why. He goes, "Because I want to get up and walk to town." But yeah, he's in that movie, the original Walking Tall.
That's cool as hell.
Which, in my opinion, is a lot better movie than the Rock remake. Although the Rock remake is more action oriented, the 1970s version is very much more historically accurate for Buford Pusser, and he is the baddest motherfucker I can think of from Tennessee.
Well, I think the Rock one was loosely based, right?
It was loosely based, but Buford Pusser definitely goes into the details, including the murder of his wife.
Does it bring up Nick's in the movie?
I don't think it does, but there is a gambling den that he shuts down in it that may tie it in.
Oh, okay.
So it may be tied in with that. I didn't know that at the time. Yeah, like definitely watch it. It's great, and it's pretty action filled. For a 70s movie, it's pretty.
Does he use his famous?
Dude, he gets shot like
2x4
times.
Is it 2x4 or 4x4?
He doesn't like he uses a piece of wood, but it ain't like in The Rock where he constantly walks around with it.
Oh, okay.
He's more of a I'm coming in here to fix my hometown, which is what he really did. And you can actually like visit places in McNairy County.
What was that? East Tennessee? Or is that west?
I believe it's towards Jackson.
So yeah, east. All right. Is Jackson east? Shows how much I'm not trying. I don't travel
I haven't
west.
Been there, but a lot of that movie is recorded in like Gainesboro, Tennessee, Jackson County area.
You know what got me thinking? I hardly ever travel west. I always travel east.
I always travel west. Unless I go to the mountains. Down in the mountains.
Yeah, anytime I ever go anywhere, it's always Knoxville usually.
Well, you're closer to Chattanooga, where you live, than you are in Nashville.
Yeah. But yeah, so Nix, like he said, Nix was a suspect in attempted assassination of Buford Pusser's wife.
And the murder killed her.
Oh, okay.
That's what. If you watch the movie, Buford Pusser's like, "You killed my wife." All hell breaks loose.
Yeah. So Nix was convicted of murdering wealthy New Orleans grocery owner Frank Corso. At the time of the murder, Nix was believed to be employed by Darrell Ward in Clarksville, Texas. Ward was a noted associate of Chicago mob boss Sam Giancana, something like that, and is thought to have controlled organized crime and bootlegging throughout Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. The Dixie Mafia was strongly connected to the State Line Mob and its leader, Carl Douglas White. So right there was like the early days of it. And so what do you think about the Dixie Mafia so far?
I think that them tying into the I can tell how badass how badass, quote unquote, they were whenever they stepped toe to toe with Buford Pusser. You gotta be ballsy. From what I know about him, you gotta be ballsy.
Yeah, look, the guy is a pretty big guy.
He was like, he was a sheriff of McNairy County from 1964 to 1970, and constable of Adamsville from 1970 to 72. Pusser is known for his virtual one-man war on moonshining, prostitution, gambling, and other vices along the Mississippi-Tennessee state line.
Yeah.
He inspired several books, songs, and movies and TV series. He also was a wrestler. Yeah, he was Buford the Bull in the Mid South.
Well, thank you there.
The Buford Personal Museum was established at the home of he lived in at the time of his death in '74. It's in Evansville, Tennessee.
So there's a Buford Pusser Festival.
Yeah, I mean he is the quintessential badass of Tennessee.
Yeah, you think would there be enough to cover him on an episode?
Like I wouldn't. I'm like maybe a small one.
Yeah,
but like I want to go visit it. To be honest with you,
we can do the festival.
When it is a festival,
let's Google it real quick. It looks like Sheriff Buford Pusser Festival. January 26th is the weekend, July 15th.
July 15th.
So yeah, there you go. Buford Pusser Festival is July 15th.
So keep a lookout for that. We may go down there, see what our schedules say.
That's Saturday, so
it's Saturday. It ain't that far. Probably 2 hour drive.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool to go check it out. Maybe, talk to some people. Maybe know them, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, it's something to look into. But so the Dixie Mafia's origins were in the Appalachian states, which had a regionalism dating back to the Whiskey Rebellion and the secessionist movement, resulting briefly in the state of Franklin, Eastern Tennessee. So like Franklin town, not
Tennessee. It's in Franklin.
The state of Franklin.
Oh, it was a proposed state. That's right, in 1784.
Oh, okay. The view of the federal government and observant. What does that say?
Oppressive.
See, I suck at reading. And the criminal enterprise against it is justified spread from its place of origin to wealthier regions where the Dixie Mafia operated, primarily in Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama, particularly around the cities of Birmingham, Baton Rouge, Hattiesburg, Corinth, Dallas, and Atlanta. Some of the group's criminal activities were in more obscure parts of the major areas of operating, making the group and their activities harder to pinpoint. I guess that was good on their part to do like that, because it was all over the place. And having so many members and not a official leader helped. Like as on this Wikipedia.
So this is right here. It's right here. As I'm reading this, I'm reading that the Dixie Mafia commits most of their crimes in areas that lack strong coordinated law enforcement. So that tells me that they don't buy off law enforcement. They just work where there ain't much.
Well, a lot easier to do that.
Like more strong armed.
So I guess once people start talking, they move on.
Yeah.
And get out of there, because I guess that's what they do. That's smart for them. To they can do what they have to do and get the hell out, get the money and go. The members of the Dixie Mafia usually created small, seemingly legitimate businesses such as buying and selling junk and antiques.
That's a lot like my family.
They can.
Me.
They're the ones that created the Antique Roadshow.
Oh,
really?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did it really say that?
No, that would be insane though. But the businesses provided front for the operators to buy and sell stolen items provided by others within the network. The businesses usually operated until they are around suspicion, then moved to other locations. Yep. So that's like I said, that's smart because get heat on you and then get the hell out. You got to worry about it. Many members of the Dixie Mafia were former state and federal prisoners. Obviously, members usually recruited while in prison. The history of violent behavior was generally a prerequisite to become a member. According to an article in the Las Vegas Review Journal, the gang was well known for its violence and collecting debts owed to gambling houses and strip clubs.
How do you go in debt at a strip club?
What do you
You
fucking
run
got?
out of money.
I guess you got a tab.
Like, do they have a tab? What kind of strip club is that? That's what I want to go to. A tab? I've never been to a strip club. It's like, hey, I want to open a tab.
Yeah, I got 22 lap dances in the month of February. The term Dixie Mafia and Southern Mafia has been used. Why do I gotta use these big ass words interchangeably? I guess that's not really a big word, but documented use of the two terms existed as early as 1993 when Scarfone wrote about the Dixie Mafia or the Southern Mafia working together with the Italian Mafia in the South. His accounts of the good old boys Southern Mafia in parts 3 and 4 of the article describe the group's indigenous nature. Whether or not all journalistic and literal references to the Dixie Mafia and the Southern Mafia refer to the same group of individuals is unclear. Therefore, these terms have become a general reference to an illegal enterprise in the southern state that the culture reasons can expect a certain amount of support, both intended and unintended, from a local population.
So they get support from the local population as do-gooders in the 90s.
So I wanted to.
I mean, it's kind of like a deep dive of their history.
Yeah, I want to get on this Kirksey Nix because he's a big part of it. Like I said, he was suspected in the assassination attempt of Buford Pusser and in the death of Buford Pusser's wife. In August 12, 1967, Nixon reportedly refused to comment about Pusser's claims to his wife, one of his wife's killers. In 1972, Nix was convicted of murdering Frank Corso, a New Orleans grocery executive, in a break-in of Corso's home, and began serving a life sentence without parole. Nix was later convicted of involvement in the 1987 murder of hire of killing Judge Vincent Sherry and the city councilwoman Margaret Sherry, spouses in Biloxi, Mississippi, as described by the United States Court of Appeals and Fifth Court.
So it says, while serving a life sentence for murder at Angola State Penitentiary, Nix built a criminal empire from which he hoped to earn enough money to buy his way out of prison. Mm-hmm. Although he dabbled in insurance fraud and drug dealing, Nix's primary money-making scheme was a lonely heart scam designed to defraud homosexual men. Nix and his prison syndicate would place personal advertisement in national homosexual magazines. When men would respond to these ads, Nix or one of his associates would indicate that he was having financial difficulties and need to responded to wire money to Nix's associate outside prison. Nix acquired hundreds of thousands of dollars from this scam. So you mean to tell me he was catfishing in the 80s?
Yep. And it was through like ads and shit, like in gay magazines.
I've heard this before.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was. I've heard this before in different outlets that's how they made money in prison.
Oh yeah. So Mike Gillich, back to Mike Gillich, the Godfather, I guess you would say, the alleged underworld boss of Biloxi, Mississippi, aided Nix in his various schemes. Peter Hallett, a Biloxi attorney, maintained a trust account for Nix. In December of '86, Hallett told Nix and Gilch that approximately $100,000 of Nix's money was missing from the office trust account. Hallett indicated that he suspected Vincent Sherry. So that makes me think, what if it was really...
So he suspected Vincent Sherry, who was Hallett's former law partner and a Mississippi circuit judge, who's stealing the money.
So that makes me think that Hallett had something to do with it and depended on the fucking...
Well, Hallett knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So
he was running a trust of money commandeered from gay people.
Yeah, of gay dudes' scams.
Yeah.
On gay people, or gay men. And let's see,
false advertisement, I guess.
Yeah. So it would be perfect for Hallett, however you say it, to put that on someone else, and
Reading this, it looks a lot like me, like Hallett had it, and just blamed it on Vincent Sherry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I never heard that. Maybe I heard it in podcasts people say it, but I think that it sounds like damn yeah.
Judge Sherry's wife Margaret was a Biloxi mayoral candidate, so we're running for mayor of Biloxi. It was critical to Gilch's operations. So Hallett looks to me like he sees the opportunity that Sherry's wife, Margaret, was running for mayor of Biloxi, which would in turn be a negative impact to the normal operations of the Dixie Mafia with Gillich's operations in Biloxi itself. And then it produced evidence that the three men arranged to have the Sherrys killed. I think Hallett took the money.
Take the money and run.
I think he did. That's just me. Y'all can deep dive this further if you want, but
That's what it sounds like. And if they got rid of both them two, which they did, then
it's good for Gillich.
Yeah, because they don't got to worry about. Because Margaret tried to clean up. Margaret and what was his name?
They tried to clean up Biloxi.
Yeah, so that was going to kill off all their scams and shit.
I'm gonna eat some Italian cheese bread.
We'll go for it. I'm drinking. I'm drinking. 91, a jury convicted Nix, Hallett, and Gillich, and Sherry LeRae, the little girl, I guess, and John Ransom of wire fraud and conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and it found Nix and Gillich guilty of travel in aid of murder for hire. In 94, Gillich became a state informant. In 1997, a second trial yielded conviction against Nix Sharp, Hallett, and Leslie Halcomb. Nix was what?
Yeah, I'm good.
Nix was found guilty of racketeering, conspiracy to violate the racketeering statute, fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Nix is currently incarcerated at the Federal Correction Institution of El Reno. That is in Oklahoma. We should message, or not message. We should write Nix, see if he has any comments. No, but
that's a bad dude, man. If he messed with Buford Puffer, dude, I wouldn't mess with him.
Yeah,
there's no way I'd ride him.
Well, the podcast I listened to, they actually interviewed him. He's an old country boy too. He sounded like he got long hair and a long beard, But yeah, that right there, that kind of the gist. There's a little bit more to it probably, but that's our take on the Dixie Mafia, Curtsy Nix, and
these are just some bad dudes, man. These are some. They look to me like they were teenagers, right? Because when was
Mike Gillich?
So when was Mike Gillich born?
Let's see if we can. I don't have it.
It should say.
Usually it's highlighted.
All right, look at Nix. When was Nix born? Nix was born
43.
In 43. So in the 60s, he's in his 20s.
Oh yeah, he was living.
There it is. I bet they're all in their 20s.
I wonder why I don't. Surely has a page for them. They don't.
Well, I would say they're probably all around the same age.
82. Well, he's 82 now. He died in 2012. He was 82 when he died. So,
28, 1920 older. So he was probably the father figure of some of these people.
Well, this is
I mean, he like in the 60s. You got to think 28. He's in his about 40 in the 60s.
That's him. Oh yeah, he looks like a
father figure.
Conspirator of the 19. I don't have it over here, but Yeah, I can do it quick. Never mind. Just go look up if you want to see these folks. I want to find a picture of Curtsy Nix. There. I don't have a picture of him. Is that really him?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if that's him or not. That's Costa Nostra. I don't know, but you can look it up and see. There's the Sherry's right there. Yeah, killed the Sun Herald. Yeah, anyways, that was the Dixie Mafia. Let us know in the comments what you think about this episode, what we covered.
I just want to say, we searched this guy from the Dixie Mafia, and one of the pictures that pop up says Dell Jr. download. It says Bernhardt Jr.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
That is great. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Of course, the next few episodes we're going to be wearing the same clothes because we're all recording
Eating the same pizza. Don't call us nasty at the same time.
Yeah,
it's delicious. ICB. Cottage cheese bread.
Hell yeah. But yeah.
Check out William West. Check out Halloween Hollow. Check out everything you got going on.
Yep. And by the way, we're serving up horror all over the land like biscuits and gravy over at tnhorror.com. See y'all next time.
Yeah.